Hey guys, Brixenta here bringing you another vlog. Today I'm going to talk to you about the new little Huda beauty palettes. I got 2 of the 4 of them and I'm going to tell you what I think. Enjoy! I got the electric palette and I got the mauve obsession palette, and let me tell you, I am not disappointed. I have no bad things to say about these. I have one big Huda beauty palette, the rose gold textured palette, which if you would like I can do a review on that as well, but I absolutely love it. So when I took the white chocolate bar Too Faced palette back, I got these 2 little ones from Huda Beauty because I thought, well, if it's anything like the big palette that I have, then I'm going to love it. And I've been wanting like mauve-y maroon colors for quite a while now. I almost got the Too Faced, the Velvet Peach Matte palette, I think is what it's called. That might be wrong. Don't stone me if it is. I looked at that, but I thought there weren't that many shades that I would use a lot. Oops. Don't worry. It's okay. So anyways, so I didn't think I would use all of the shades all that often. There was a few that I'd probably turn to quite a bit, but I already have the peach palette, so, and I know those are different finishes and very different colors, kind of different colors anyway, but it was still kind of more neutral than what I normally go for. Normally I don't go for a lot of browns or neutral colors. I'll usually use like one. This is a pretty typical look for what I'll do. So like reds and blues and greens and purples kind of. Those are the types of things that I go for way more than I go for like peaches or browns. But it was an all matte palette and I love mattes, that's why I was thinking about that. But I chose not to get that one. I chose to get these 2 little ones instead. Even though it has less colors in the 2 of these and it costs just a few dollars more, I thought I would use these all the time, and I thought I would use every single color in all of them. There was one that I wasn't sure about in this palette, but now that I've gotten it in my hands and swatched it, I'm like, oh no, I will use all of these colors, and I have already used quite a bit of them. I have them on my eyes today. I will zoom you in to show you my eyes and to show you the swatches, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it. So here is my eye look today. Okay, so this blue cobalt liner, if you would like a tutorial on that, click the link above right now. So I used both of these palettes, whoops, both of these palettes. I mostly used this one today. Yesterday I mostly used this one. I did not take a picture of the look. I might have one on Snapchat. But this is what I used. I think it's great. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. In my crease, I used, for the all over color, I used a palette in the rose gold Huda Beauty palette. For on my brow bone, I used this white color here, and then I used a little tiny bit. Oh, I used this white color here. It's called, I actually don't know what the shades are called. And then I used a tiny bit of this color right here. And then in my crease, I used this pinky color right here. And then in the center of that, I mixed this red color right here by my pinky with this teal color right here in the side, to give it a little bit more depth. I did that on the outer corner, not in the crease. In the center of the crease, I use this really dark reddish pink. In the center of my eye, I put yellow down, and then on top of the yellow, I put this this color again, this color right here, and then in my inner corner, I put this pinky shimmery color, and then underneath my eye, I used this blue color right here, this shimmery blue color. So I'll go ahead and start with the mauve palette. I think it is amazing. So let me just angle you down and show you some swatches. Okay, I'll show you some swatches of this palette. I have nothing, no primer, nothing on my arm whatsoever. Ignore the color on my wrist. So I'm going to start with this white color right here. And I'm going to swatch it right there. So, and of course, it's going to apply differently with a brush, but even with a brush, it still applies beautifully. It does typically take me just a little bit longer to do my eye look with the Huda Beauty palettes, just because they're so rich in pigment that I have to really clean the brush in between. Otherwise, there's still pigment on the brush. But it's such a good palette. Like, these are such good palettes, and the other one that I have are such good palettes that I don't mind taking just a little bit longer when I have the time, because they are so beautiful. And as you see, they are all such beautiful colors, and yes, they do build up to this color on your eye. Of course, it's not going to be this color when you put it on. No one would want that. That would be a terrible eyeshadow because it would not blend out. These go on just a little bit lighter than this, and you can blend them in very easily and build them up easily as well. So now I'm going to go into the electric palette and show you that one. We'll start with this one. I'll go on to the inside of my arm. These two pinks are pretty similar, but if you want to do a very blown out look, they work great together. And of course the yellow is a little bit harder to get to that color, but I didn't use a setting spray today because I knew I was going to put the other color on top. But if you use a setting spray and build it up just a little bit, I bet you could get it to this color right here if that's what you want. If not, then it's just a very nice, a little bit sheer yellow that just gives it warmth, and it's such a great color. And these palettes, I will use every single one of all of these colors. I've used most of them already. So there's the swatches for the electric palette, and there are the swatches for the Mauve Obsession palette. Mob Obsession, and Electric. And they're magnetic. So this part right here magnetizes to the bottom part right there, so you don't have to worry about it flopping open when you don't want it to. Okay, so I think each and every one of these colors is beautiful. This kind of bronzy color I may or may not ever use. If I do use it, it'll probably be rarely. However, all of the rest of the ones in here I will use all the time. You can do either a really pinky reddish look with this color, with this little palette here. You could use this palette on its own. It could stand alone. You could do a very, very neutral, natural look. You could do a very neutral, a little bit smoky look. You could do a very like reddish, pinkish, smoky look. You can do so many things with this Mob Obsession palette. I think if you're going to invest in one of these and you like neutral colors and reds and mauves, if you like those types of colors and you want to invest in one of these palettes, definitely invest in this palette because it has so many great colors. And yes, $27 for just 9 shades is rather pricey, but it is such a good quality palette and you can do pretty much everything with this palette right here. So I say absolutely, I love it, love it, love it. The Electric palette right here, if you like the bold shades, if you like crazy colors, yes, invest in this palette. However, if it's not something you're going to wear all the time, I would say invest in something a little less expensive. If Urban Decay still has their Electric palette, I believe that it's on sale and I believe that it is much cheaper. So that's probably something you would want to invest in instead of this. However, if you do like these bold colors, if you'll wear them all the time, I know I will wear every single one of these shades. The blue one, the blue shimmery one, well, I'll wear every single one of these shades actually. I'll probably use the blue shimmery one a lot. I'll use the purple one probably underneath my eyelid mostly, but I'll probably use it on my base a little bit as well. This teal shimmery one I used on all over my eyelid yesterday. It was a fun look, not my normal thing, but it was so fun. So I probably won't use that one a ton, but all the rest of them I'll use almost on a daily basis. I do a little bit crazy looks. I don't really go for the norm. I don't really go for the really neutral look. It's a little too boring for me. I love it on other people, don't get me wrong, but when I'm doing my makeup I want to play and I want to have fun, so to do a neutral look is just way too boring for me to sit in the mirror and go, let me put these neutral colors on. I'm on a tangent. Anyways, my point is I love both of these palettes so much and I will use every one of these colors except maybe one. And even that I might play with anyway. But I will use all of these, so if this is something you're thinking about and you're wondering if it's worth if it's worth the $27, it absolutely is. I have not tried the other two palettes. There's a brown one and I can't remember what the other one is, but I'm sure if they're anything like these two palettes, then if you're thinking about it, I say yes. So I hope this helped you. If it did, give the video a like and go visit my website at www.brixenta.com, and I will see you guys next time. I love you guys, and as always, dream big.